Okay, Be'ezrat Hashem. We are Pasuk Kavhe Perek Kaf. The Pasuk say like this, right? We say Pasuk Kafhe. Mokesh Adam Yala Kodesh. Someone who destroys, who stains his Kedusha, his Kodesh, yes, creates a trap for himself. Ve'achar, and after, Nedarim Levaker, and after that, yeah, he questions his Nedarim, his promises, his vows. So Shlomo HaMelech uses an interesting word, the word yala. Yala to means to mekalkel. Rashi says mekalkel. To destroy comes from the word boleya, mevaleya. Boleya is to swallow. Okay? To swallow. When, says Shlomo HaMelech, when a person makes an avera, when a person makes a sin, mevaleya hakodesh, he destroys the kedusha that is in him. Okay? Or we can say mevalea is milashon bolea. He swallows it, meaning he swallows it. He doesn't enjoy it at all. Yes, it's like a dissociation, kivyachol, a completely disconnect from the kedusha, and then the outcome is bilbul. Bilbul is confusion. So again, yes, a person sins with any sin. Yes, the sin causes a disconnect from his kedusha that he has, which leads to confusion, and confusion equals to a trap, a mokesh, yes, on his way, right? Now he has yeah, it's a trap. I guess it's a trap. Yeah, like it's a hazard. Now there's a hazard on his way. So Shlomo Melech essentially says something very important. Everyone feels like, we have, whether it's in our personal lives, it's the chinuch life, or it's at work, or parnasa, whatever it is. Yeah, sometimes you have like challenges along the way. Yes, you have like things are not smooth. You have ambushes. Says the Shlomo Melech, those ambushes are the fruit, are the result of the averot. And those averot, yes, create bilbul, they create confusion due to the disconnect of the kedusha, and then the person makes the wrong decisions because of his confusion, and those decisions create challenges along his path. So there's a ripple effect, yes, that translates directly into the the the, the process of the efforts a person does. Yes, that comes directly from what? From a avera. From a avera. Essentially, the issue is not the avera. Vaday the avera is the problem. The issue is what? Is that the avera creates a disconnect with the kedusha. This is the concept of borek and bo mayim and bo. We said it many, many, many times, right? That if there's no water in the well, then there are scorpions and serpents and snakes. right? If you don't have kedusha, automatically you have bilbul, you have confusion. Yeah. Yes. So okay. So that's the first part of the pasuk. ואחר נדרים לבקר, says the Gaon, Shlomo HaMelech tells us there's two pirushim to that second part of the pasuk. One is an advice on what to do when a person feels challenged and he sees that there's always, ambushes along the way. Things are not smooth for him. He always feels like there's issues along the way. So the first pirush of the Gaon is coming to address the second part of the pasuk as an answer. So what should you do? Ve'achar, if that's the case, afterwards nedarim levaker. Check after the nedarim that you've made, because maybe you made some vows that you never paid, or you forgot to pay, or you forgot to do, and that led to the lack of siyata dishmaya, lack of of uh, of presence of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, for you to be able to do the mitzvah, and therefore that led to the avera, which led to the siluk, to the disconnect of the kedusha, which led to the bilbul, which leads to the trap. Good. So when the person, essentially, if we clarify this and make it simple, if a person feels things are not going his way, and every step or many, he faces many challenges, in his life, go check your nedarim. Go check your nedarim. Okay? That's what the Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat, Lo Aleinu Lamed Bet, that because of the sin of nedarim, right? Uh, Lo Aleinu, children get hurt, Chaz Chalila, or people die, you know. And Ivalea also means milashon bila amavet lanetzach, right? Bila, that bila amavet lanetzach meaning it should disappear, like let the mavet disappear. So there is the action of the chet, the action of the avera, okay, makes the kedusha disappear. Yes, it pushes away the kedusha from the person, which is the siyata dishmaya, protecting the person and giving him clarity. Okay, which leads to all the problem. So what says the Gaon? Direct connection. If you make a vow to do something and you don't do it, you push away the kedusha. And we need to understand that yesod. We need to understand that yesod. How is that? Why is that? Habehatalia. Why is that connected? The person was created beruach memalela, with the ability to speak. That differentiates us from the rest of the animal kingdom, right? כן? ויפח באפיו נשמת חיים, says the תרגום, רוח ממללה, כן? רוח ממללה. That's that's that is the power of Adam. That is the power of man, his ability to speak. Good. Now, when a person speaks, he is expressing the divine presence, the kedusha that resides within him, yes, and brings it out to the world. That's what, again, differentiates a man from an animal, his ability to speak. When a person speaks, it's an expression of his kedusha, of his divinity. Now, when a person speaks and makes a vow, a promise, when a person makes a promise, he binds an action to the word. That's a promise. A promise is automatically translating the word into an action. That's what it is, a promise. When you promise to do something, yes, so the safek, the promise, takes away the doubt of whether or not, yes, the action will be done. And you give a certainty, a security to the word that the action will happen. So you took the word and you brought it down to a level of action, right? So you crystallized your word into action. If you don't do it, you just violated the kedusha that's in you, the power that was given to you, which is divine. Akadosh Baruch Hu says, "I'm giving you I'm giving you kedusha, yes, so that you can use it, which is the ability to speak and express yourself. You made a promise, so you crystallize it, and you didn't do it. You don't deserve it, right? The person doesn't deserve it.
Deserve what?
He doesn't deserve to have that kedusha, that
That
ability,
kedusha.
that kedusha.
Just for that specific action.
Yes, yes, for not honoring the importance of what he said. Nobody told you to turn a word into an action. You don't have to. Somebody forced you, put a gun on your head to make you promise something. Nobody did. So what do you promise? You took the decision to turn a word into a security of action. Now, if you don't do it, that means you don't value the word. If you don't value the word, you don't value the kedusha. Hashem says, you don't value what I give you, I take it back. For that reason, when a person promises something and doesn't do it, Hashem takes away the kedusha, his presence, right? His ashgacha from the person. Now the person does not have kedusha. If the person doesn't have kedusha, right, then he gets confused. He gets confused. He starts making mistakes. He makes mistakes. It creates problems in his life, and that leads him to failure. Says Shlomo HaMelech, if you see that you have challenges, if you have problems on your way, things don't happen smooth, okay? There's a problem here, another check your promises. Go and see if you paid all you committed and you did everything that you promised, and you'll see that you didn't. So if you do a remedy, he says V'yeshalem, pay what, meaning do what you promised that you were going to do. And says the Gaon, it's a promise from Shlomo HaMelech that all the problems that was happening will disappear. It's an incredible, incredible lesson. That's the first hidush that of the second part of the pasuk. The second hidush, says the Gaon, it's not the second part of the pasuk is not coming to answer the problem, but to express a second problem. He says like this. He says, when a person makes a avera, it's because he did it. If a person finds ambushes or problems in his life, it's because he was mebalbet the kodesh. That's the first part. He did the avera. Okay. Ve'achar nedarim levaker. He says, bring a korban. Okay. And what is the korban that a person can bring? Is today is to make sure that he is now mevaker milashon karev milashon levaker lekarev. He has to make sure that what essentially that what he says he does. You understand the difference? And that's the kivyachol de korban. That's the kivyachol de korban. Any questions on that pasuk?
This is why we're very careful to always say bli neder.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Can you just explain this last
Is
part about the
that is that
korban
really
again?
sufficient? Sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
Just
The
a
korban,
different, just to add on to your question.
if you feel, if a person sees this, that this is what's happening to him, כן? ואחר נדרים לבקר, כן? צריך עכשיו לעשות ביקורת, כביכול מלשון קורבן, קרב, לאותיות קורבן. That he should bring a sacrifice of himself, which is what? Yes, a sacrifice by making sure that what he says he does. And that in itself it's a korban. Yes? Because he doesn't speak freely anymore. He's under the regulations of what is allowed and what is not allowed to say.
We be real for a second. Does beli neder really suffice?
It's a good question. It's a good point. The answer is yes. Halacha lema'aseh, yes. If you say bli neder, zeu. And the emet is that we say when we do atarat nedarim, that everything that we say, if we didn't say bli neder, it is considered bli neder. When the concept of bli neder becomes a problem, when you know you're not going to do something, and you say that you're going to say, you do it, and you say bli neder, that's already sheker. You understand? You know these people. They tell you bli neder, but bli neder, they're knowing that's not going to happen. Knowing something.
So just say no.
You say I don't know. Say I'll try my best. Say I don't know. But to say yes, I'll do it, or to say that you're going to do something, and then you say bli neder, when you know milechatchila you're not going to do it, that's problematic. No, not mitzad the fact that you did a neder and didn't do it, but the fact from mitzad the fact that you said a sheker. Good. Pasuk kav vav.
No, the first time I learned this was with you many years ago.
What?
This concept of word
Ah,
resonates every day.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. גדול שימושה יותר מלימודה. גדול שימושה יותר מלימודה.
Rabbi, the going back to the korban part, if I understood that, is it that going back and keeping the promise as hard as it is like
That's
the
right.
korban?
That's right. That's
That's the
right.
korban.
That's right.
Beautiful.
מזרעי רשעים מלך חכם. A smart king spreads out the רשעים. וישב עליהם אופן, and then he brings upon them, right, אופן, their payment, their punishment. Says the Gaon, it says this is referring to two types of kings. Melech, which is Melech Malcham Melechim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or Melech Chacham, a Melech that is Chacham. Who is Melech Chacham? It's when a person that is Chacham becomes important in society. His Chokhmah, yes, rises the person to a level that now he becomes an authority. That's Melech Chacham. Again, or somebody that rises because of his wisdom, yes, to a high level in society and now becomes an authority because of his wisdom. Or the Pshat Pashut is Melech Malcham Melechim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it says either way, Kacha or Kacha, yes, when there is the Reshaim, meaning when there are people that are not good around. Yes, the Melech Hacham, the intelligent person, the person that is not responsible, right? With for society, will never allow groups of bad people stay together. He will always separate them, yeah, dissociate them, keep them busy so that they're all, in different places. Why? Because if they are together, yes, they create a seed, a gangrene of bad that can become dangerous to the klal, that can become dangerous to the organization, to the society, to the klal, to the kahal. Okay, so first, make sure to separate, to dilute the concentration of bad, and then vayashev alehem, can ofan, and then you deal with each one individually. Midah keneged midah. So to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, Hakadosh Baruch Hu will come and make sure that a concentration of bad people, bad influence, yes, should eventually break out. But the problem is that it's not enough that he breaks it out. Yes, then everybody pays their due at the end. So we learn from two things. Number one, never be b'moshav letzim. Don't be around bad people. Don't associate yourself with reshaim, with people that are bad people, because you attract Hashem's attention. Yes, to now lebalbel, to uproot, yes, and throw away the person. Yes, so you can be taken and thrown out of your ecosystem because you're associated to the rasha. The second hidush is that if there was resha, if bad was done, okay, as part of that group, it's not a punishment that is collective; it's individual. Hashem will go and now take each and every individual and see whatever they did, and pay and make them pay midah keneged midah based on their actions. So essentially, Shlomo HaMelech is telling us you have nothing to gain from being around bad people. Yes, because anyways you're going to end up paying because of their influence that on you. And number two, you uproot everything that you built around you. You get thrown out of your environment. And that approach should also be an approach any leader takes. A leader should be someone that is sensitive to a, a regroupment of people that are looking to do bad. He should be sensitive to it. He should be aware of it. And as soon as he sees something like this happen, he should make sure to right away separate them. How? Get them busy. Get them busy. They cannot be together. Send them in different locations. And then after they are spread, they're separate, deal with each one individually. And that's how you're going to stop the bleeding from within. This happens a lot, unfortunately. That's happening in communities, in kehilot. You have a group of people that get together and they rise against the Rav, against the board, against the this, against that, and they start creating commotion in the Kal. Yes? So if it requires a tremendous leadership, chokhmah and awareness. It's chokhmah. You need the chokhmah, the wisdom to have that awareness and the ability, the knowledge to see how to separate them and then deal with each one, on their own with what they needs to be dealt. It's a problem solving technique that Shlomo HaMelech gives us here. Yes? Clear? Pasuk Kaf Zayin. ner Hashem nishmat adam. The neshama of man is ner Hashem, right? Is the lamp of Hashem. Meaning is the keli ner in the Gemara is in Masechet Shabbat is the vessel that holds the oil and the wick. That's the ner. Okay. So the neshama, nishmat adam, the neshama of man, is the ner Hashem, is the vessel of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, is a vessel, it's a keli that Hakadosh Baruch Hu created. Adam hofes kol had revaten, right? Chofes kol had revaten. Hashem sees. He reveals all the little chadarim, all the inner parts of men. Good? Meaning, since HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a vessel, and that vessel is called a ner, and that ner is called the neshama, and that neshama is in men. Yeah, Hashem has an informant, kivyachol, in men that sees everything. That's called the neshama. So says the Gaon, man is made of what? Machshava, dibur, maaseh, thought, speech, and action. Says the yesod that we said a few shiurim ago, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has Einei Hashem, has eyes, meshotetot bechol haaretz, he sees everything. That's the action. And he has the ears that hears every dibur. And the neshama identifies and sees, yes, and picks up on all the thoughts. So the neshama essentially is the Troy, how do you call it? You know that the Troy horse, horse Troy. How do you call it? Huh?
Trojan horse?
Trojan horse. Right. The neshama is the Trojan horse of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, inside the person that sees and picks up on everything that's happening within us. Thoughts, emotions, ideas. And that's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees everything. And then what happens? The neshama is summoned every night to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the court. And the neshama has to give a report on everything it saw and in the person. That's the Zohar Kadosh. This is why, before we go to sleep, we do vidui. We ask for mechila. So when the neshama goes up, or we took care of the problems. Yes, we don't have to be lo alenu now prosecuted by shamayim. Ner, says the Gaon, is also the Rashi Tevot, neshama, nefesh and ruach. Right? So he says like this: Nefesh, Ruach, Hashem, Nishmat. So you have the Nishmat Adam, right? So you have Ner Hashem is Nefesh and Ruach, and then you have Nishmat Adam, which is the Neshama and the Chaya.
Sorry, you went too fast. The nun is nefesh, the resh is ruach.
Is Ruach, and then you have Nishmat Adam, which is the Neshama. So you have like this: Nefesh, Ruach, right? Nachon? And then you have Nishmat Adam. The Nishmat Adam is Neshama and Chaya. Because the Yechida we don't get. And the Yechida is the source of all that stays by Kisei HaKavod. Right? So we have, so all of them say, Chofes kol chad revaten. Nachon? So he asks a question, says the Gaon, why is Chofes, check, is in singular? It should be Chofsim. Because you have the Nefesh, the Ruach, and the Neshama, and the Chaya. It's four elements that check on men. So it should be in plural, not in singular. He says because they all can at the end they're all considered one. They all come from the same root. It's like those. Do you remember those old antennas that used to open in metal? There was a big one, and then you pull. There's a thing, and then and there's a little ball on it, right? So those at the end, that antenna is one antenna, yes, but it comes out. It comes out. So the big one, the big antenna, yes, that doesn't come out. That's the yehida, and then you pull that one. That's the haya, and then you pull the other one is the neshama, and then you pull the other one is the ruach, and then the final one with the little head, yes, is the nefesh. That's the connection. At the end, everything's connected to the radio. So that's why he said chofes. That's why he says one. There is no disconnect between the kochot of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. That now, what is very interesting, according to the second explanation of the Gaon, that ner is nefesh ruach. That Hakadosh Baruch Hu has many informants. It's not only the neshama that checks. Is the nefesh, which is what? The nefesh is the divine presence of God that allows physicality to exist, right? So whatever keeps your body physical on a spiritual level, right? Whatever spiritual aspect of your body keeps your body physical, that also is an informant. Then you have the ruach, which is the source that allows you to have emotions, expressions, and midot. And then you have the neshama, which is the mahashava. So, and then you have the haya, which is very interesting, because the haya does not connect to the body. So why would the haya be an informant? Because the haya takes into consideration everything that surrounds the person. So the haya will see why the person reacted to the way he reacted, what was the circumstances, what was the influence, the peer pressure around that led to what it led to that behavior. So nefesh, ruach, and neshama are specific to the body, to the person himself, and the haya takes a general situation, a snapshot of the general situation that led to those thoughts, emotions, actions, and speech. Basically, to Shlomo HaMelech is coming to tell us that what? That don't think that there's a one instant where you're not under scrutiny. Yeah? Forget about whether Hashem sees or doesn't see. From within he sees. That's such a koach, that's such a chizuk, because that shows us that our body, yes, is in constant control and ashgacha from Hashem. Our emotions, constant ashgacha and in tune with Hashem. So too to our neshama and our environment. So a person wants more than that. Hakadosh Baruch Hu is with you in every possible level that you exist. Through every layer of your existence and your build up, Hakadosh Baruch Hu is with you. Ken? Tov. I think this is a beautiful, באמת, like the Gaon and Shlomo HaMelech brings out this from a scrutiny perspective, yes, but we can see it also from a zchut perspective. Ma rabu ma'asecha Hashem. Ma rabu ma'asecha Hashem. Tov.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
We will hold here. So we just finished Pasuk Kav Zayin.
Have a good day and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom לכולנו בעזרת השם.